This is WizardShack. It's a podcast of sorts. So they say.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby! Don't you put that on us!
A particular person started saying I look like a Muppet. Mm-hmm. And people say it so much, sometimes I start to believe it. And so I even asked Vince, I'm like, do I look like a Muppet?
Great clips right there. Great clips.
Yeah, I forgot about that stuff. We haven't really been clipping as much the past couple just because of usually when we have clips, it's because it's less focused of a stream, so they get like thrown in all over the place. But when you have like a topic, it's a little bit more difficult.
Well, I can't show anymore. I think you should leave clips at all because they all get flagged now, which sucks. Even like the green screen ones, they all get flagged.
Why?
I guess it's Netflix, I guess. Who knows?
When did that change? Because we've been using his shit.
Yeah, we've been using it for a long time. It changed like a week or two ago. That's all. That's what I could say. Like
Fuck, man.
2 weeks ago, I think actually is when it all.
So what about changed. Like the are you sure about that one?
Yeah, I can't do that. That's the one
Fuck,
that gets.
Man.
Yeah, I know because
those are so good.
Yeah, they're good.
Not even because of the like subject material. It's like all this stuff in the background.
Yeah, you can green screen it out. I mean, it's fucking lame. Come on, I feel like it's stupid because it's only like promotion for them. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's like I'm promoting their shit, right? Like I'm not like making their
in a
shit.
way. I mean, the only fear would be if it becomes bigger, or not bigger, but like a threat to where they feel like you're making a lot of money off of it, and then they go after you. But that we're not at that point, or even close.
Right? Exactly. All right, so let me go through our Twitter nonsense here first. Yeah, I like this. I like this bit a lot right here that you sent. It made me laugh. Meet the Rings of Power season 2 Hill Troll Damrod. He was inspired by some bullshit from Breaking Bad.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was pretty early on. My memory is not so great.
I think this whole butthead saying this sucks can be like repeated 100% throughout anything with the Rings of Power.
Yeah, I still think. I don't know who this account is, but I still think it's a burner for somebody I know.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I've seen them.
No one wants to admit to it, but they're they're kind of like humor, and the stuff they're interested in is just very. I don't know. It
kind of lines up with our shit. Packers, Badgers, who are the Badgers? Is that a
Wisconsin Badgers?
That's got to be a college team, right? It's got to be a college team.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Oh, I see. Because they're like
Ron Dane. You don't remember Ron Dane?
Oh, I get it. This is a Milwaukee, Wisconsin faggots. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get their sports likes, their interests.
Yeah. Sure. It's weird to me. I guess because of like, I'm not really like a real Giant fan. It's more like just.
I kind of thought you were.
I have, but I've never.
No, really I don't know, man. I'd say you are. What are you talking about?
Or defending a whole. No, if somebody came to me and said that they fucking suck, I wouldn't.
Oh, they fucking suck.
Defend them at all costs and shit. I'd be like, yeah, they.
Oh, they fucking suck, but. I'm still a fan in a sense. I guess. I mean,
I don't know.
Like team. I don't know. Maybe I'm. I don't know.
If the context doesn't line up, I don't want them to be good. I'd rather them fail and then it pays off down the road for something better.
Yes, that's true. I mean,
like I don't need some bridge quarterback douche like Daniel Jones to keep getting contract after contract when it might be better to just see him fail, and then Neighbors and somebody else can just build chemistry together for the next.
Yeah, they're not in a good spot in general. So it's like I get it. This is not like this is not a Giants like I've had offers to go see the Giants like live for free. I don't want to. I don't want to see the Daniel Jones Giants. I just don't.
It's not
I
even
don't
that,
care.
man. Like the whole process is a fucking whole day. You know, it's
I don't
a
mind the
big
process.
deal.
If I never mind it going to see like Eli Manning Giants. So it's like I don't know. I think I just don't like this team. Even like Barkley,
The
I didn't really
last
like
Giant
him
game
either.
I saw was against the Seahawks, and I don't know if it was even it was like at the end of the year. The Giants were like terrible, and the Seahawks I think still had Russell Wilson, and they got destroyed.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of Giants losses.
That was a long time ago. That was around like not peak Game Grumps, but like around it.
I went to a
Game Grumps play Castlevania on your phone in the little compartment in the middle of the car as like a holder.
Probably the best Giants game I went to was when the Giants blew out the Vikings in the playoffs, and everyone thought that like the Giants were like cheating, like the Patriots did, and they probably were because they blew them the fuck out. It was like 70 to like 20. And this is Randy Moss Vikings. This is like the Randy Moss Vikings.
I saw during the roast that Tom Brady admitted to all that Deflategate shit.
Oh yeah, he was yeah. And I'm sure I know he's very salty about the Giants' losses.
Whatever. He's fucking won like 6.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
How many do you need?
I don't think he gives a shit.
Spread the wealth.
I don't think any of these athletes give a shit, man. It's just all like if they win, they're happy. If they don't, they get so much fucking money. It doesn't matter.
Has a weird reputation though because people like don't even credit him for winning 2 of them. They just think he's like some goofy asshole who got carried by the defense. Which in a way, yeah, but he also made some ridiculous throws and clutch third downs.
No, look up his playoff stats. He's like insane. And no, I have to say like he's got really good playoff stats.
No, I know people want to act like he's Trent Dilfer or some shit.
He was during the seasons, and but like those stats for fucking like they're crazy.
Well, also part of it
was like 1,100 fucking yards and like
compared to Phil Simms, who
Phil Simms
they never even bothered to pass the ball. Yeah. So Phil Simms' efficiency was insane, but his volume was very limited. So it's kind of a paradox. You can't really combine the two of them together.
No, they're crazy, these stats. I'm looking at it. Like he threw like ridiculously, like crazy amount. No, he had a really great playoff stats.
What do you think the Giants would have been like if they just had Phillip Rivers instead of him?
They wouldn't. I think they probably still would have won. Actually, I don't know, man. I think honestly, those years that they actually did win, I think we're kind of on the back of Eli Manning.
I feel like
I truly do
think
that
Eli was a little bit more conservative would have benefited.
No, he wasn't. He was not conservative. He was not conservative.
Rivers wanted to sling the shit out of it a little bit more.
He was all risk. Like Eli was always all risk reward type guy, and it worked out in the playoffs because
a lot
of the defenses.
They would have been even better off.
Like a lot of the defenses in the playoffs, they like get scared. So it's like he kind of worked out in that situation because he's all risk. Like they get like conservative, and he kind of got him on that. Like he's risky. He was always a risky quarterback. That's why I always turned the ball over. Like, but I'd rather that than a boring fucking quarterback like Daniel Jones. Like that's the issue there. Like, do you want a guy who passes for 5 yards or a guy who's going like 40 yards down the field like all the time? I'd rather that. I'd rather something fun. Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2.
Yeah. I wish they just left it alone, man. That's one of my favorite movies ever made.
It's such a weird thing because it's like, I don't believe anything Ridley Scott says. He hypes up all his movies like so much. It's like a joke.
Oh, I didn't even know that post was from him.
Oh yeah, he's written some things. Like there's been all this shit.
Serious? You can't be doing that bullshit. Fucking
yeah. There's all these like
the critics and randos to do.
Yeah, there's all these fake posts I saw today. Like, oh, all the actors were so astounded by how passionate Ridley Scott is. It's all just fucking. It's a circle jerk.
Writing for himself.
It's a circle jerk. he does this for everything. I remember him doing this for all like like Prometheus. He's done this for Napoleon. He's a
Did
like
you for Blade Runner?
I don't think he didn't do anything. No, he didn't do it for Blade because that was Villanueva. He didn't really. I think he didn't really have much to say.
No, not the remake.
Oh, I don't know. Back then, I don't know. He wasn't really famous like that then. Now it's like everyone's like all
He
over
might have
Ridley
been,
Scott's
just wasn't
thing.
even born yet.
Yeah, I don't think the media was like it is today either. But what do we got? We got some images from this. That's all we have so far. And then I saw there's a fake AI trailer that's on me. That's like terrible now. I was like looking for, is there a trailer for this? And I found an AI trailer, and that's horrible. It's so deceiving and crazy. They took all these photos and made a trailer from them. That's how like we're in that day and age. You can actually take these photos and make a trailer.
Yeah, actually, past 2 weeks been working on like, I don't even call it like a screenplay, but something based on VR, like
Nice
cochlear implants. Like if you're deaf, but instead of,
Yeah.
but it goes into your brain and causes tumors that create hallucinations and stuff.
That's kind of cool. No, you should, man. I
I'll
kind of.
I'll send you the file. I got
Nice.
just a bunch of random shit that I gotta like formulate into something, and then maybe like try and
I had a-
or something.
I had a crazy dream that was like, it was so awesome. The dream, I was like, this needs to be like a story. It was like a weird. I can't even like explain it fully, but it was like.
Was it
person
Lucy?
from? Yeah, kind of. It was like it was kind of like I was on this trip, and like, I was with this girl, and like the future version of this girl. It was almost like it was a lot like Eternal Sunshine. It was like the future version of this girl was, and it was crazy. It was just a weird fucking thing. Where I'd have to write it down, but I wish I would write more. I feel like my creative energy gets killed by my job.
Yeah, I actually have Eternal Sunshine as like one of my notes of things that I'm just like going for in the overall just feel of what it would be and look like and stuff like that. There's a bunch of them. I have them like mapped out based on when they were released and stuff. And I didn't realize the Matrix and the movie Existence by David Cronenberg both came out in 1999.
Oh, I didn't know
Like
that.
that was a
Existence
very
was older.
important time.
Oh, it was, dude.
Because of all that Y2K shit and I don't know. I didn't.
No, the whole
when I,
like 99, 2000, 2001, all those movies around that era. I mean, Gladiator falls within that. All those movies around that era are just like great. I think that was the end of.
I've been tracking, but if you like put the years in order of all the releases, the whole like genre and everything around it, it's not just like sci-fi, but it's like
It's everything.
kind of
It's peak cinema time. I really think that was like the end
it's not
of.
like sci-fi in general. It's like
It's a lot of it.
Off genre things. You see like almost like cause and effect, and not. And I don't mean that in a way like somebody make this, so I'm gonna rip it off. It's I don't know. I'll give it to you, and you'll look at it, and you'll see like a pattern of almost like certain things are happening based on like who's in office or like
Yes, the George Bush era was
economic
very
things
weird.
are happening.
Yes.
Like a lot of people say,
I think it's that George
when
Bush
the
era
economy is really down, vampire movies get
and
very
zombie
popular.
stuff and zombie stuff.
Yeah, and nobody really knows why.
No one
but
really knows why. It's
a
true.
consistent trend throughout history, and if you go through it and actually like break it down, it's undeniable.
But I also just think that era of filmmaking, like from 99 to like whatever, 2004, 2005, like that was peak shit. I mean, Gladiator falls within that. I think what's Gladiator? Is it 2000? I think I'm going to say it 2000. If I had to like
I don't know.
What's Gladiator?
There's a
I think
very
it's 2000.
murky cross section of the end of one decade to the beginning of another where it blends.
It was also like at a time where there was like really good like all these really good directors could actually do like special effects, and it was during their like peak where they're like Ridley Scott. that was like right during his peak, and now we've seen like the faded peak. But like,
what I always liked about like
but that
People
Gladiator
Equal
movie,
is that even though computer effects were still available, they worked in a hybrid of practical with it
because
to
they had
give
to.
like a combination of like um all those like who's the guy who did Werewolf from London?
Landis.
Not the director, the special effects guy.
Oh, was it? It's not the guy from.
Richard
It's not the guy.
Baker.
Oh yeah, Richard Baker. Okay. Well, no, wait. Richard Baker is the cinematographer.
No,
Right?
who's the guy who did
You might be right. I could be wrong.
it's it's like a mix of making molds out of like rubber and
It is Rick Baker. Rick Baker.
Rick Baker, yeah. Well, Rick is short for Rick.
Yeah. Yeah, Rick Baker did all the stuff for like Planet of the Apes with Tim Burton. He did some good. He's been good. He's been good for a while. Harry and the Hendersons. He did the Bigfoot makeup. Men in Black.
Yeah, that movie's sad.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, man, that even like that whole the first Gladiator, like if you read like things and how they made it, like that whole first opening war sequence where they're like doing that little battle, it like started snowing at like it started snowing. That's real snow. That's real snow. It started snowing at like the perfect time. Like it was like literally like I think when they're like lining up for battle, it started to snow, and like they have that on camera. It was like meant to be. That movie was like meant to be. It's one of those like.
And it's so good. And it's
and this movie here, I'm
kind of like sick and gross. It is the whole subplot of Joaquin Phoenix trying to fuck his sister. Is like it's understated, but it's there the whole time, and he's like so desperate for that relationship, and she constantly is like trying to think of ways to worm out of having to do it.
And I think that's also the appeal of.
Does she have to do it to save her son's life? It's there's so much going on, and she's still in love with Russell Crowe.
Kind of, yes, yeah.
Which it always confused me why he blamed her for that happening. I mean, does he really think that she had any impact or influence on that shit going on?
I don't know if she really wasn't. I don't know if she really was into him either. I don't know. I couldn't. I guess so. He wasn't into her. That was kind of like an Aragorn Ewan situation. He wasn't really into her at all.
You know what? Actually, in a way, she probably wanted his wife and son to die, so then she could fuck him.
I don't know. I don't think
I never even thought about that.
I think it's a very. I don't think that happened. I think it's a very understated feeling that's going on there.
Yeah, I can't look at this guy without that fucking half-painted red fucking
his Nazi
dollar shit in my head.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I gotta say this, like
I can see this being good. I can see it being really bad.
You got to be careful what you submit yourself to, because you could get forever connected to some awful shit, and people will never be able to overcome it.
I mean, he's connected to some good shit, though. I'll give him that. He's like that. Last of Us.
I've seen him in a lot of good stuff as
Game of Thrones,
like secondary characters, and
Game of Thrones, Last of Us. It's pretty good. Really good in Game of Thrones. I think that's why he's famous, pretty much because of Game of Thrones.
No, I think there was something else.
That's what got him famous.
Narcos, I thought.
Narcos too. Yeah. No, I think he's.
I have not watched any of that. It's like The Wire, where it's like some daunting, drug challenge I have to partake in.
It's like Breaking Bad too.
Thing.
Breaking Bad.
But one thing I do want to actually go back and watch, and I never really saw much of, was Mr. Robot.
I never saw much of that either.
I heard
only
it's
a few
really
episodes.
Fucking good.
I liked what I saw.
And part of like all the research I've done for writing this, I wouldn't even call it a screenplay, but just like ideas.
Outline.
I never understood like how popular that show was. I only saw like
I don't think it really was.
Now, man, and
it kind of like faded out. It was for like the first season was really popular. Then I think it kind of faded. That's always what happens. Like we're talking about The Bear. Like The Bear was probably only good for the first season. Like that didn't need to be
television though, because it's not like you come up with an idea that lasts for an hour. You got to come up with episodic shit every week or every. It's like it's a little bit more daunting, and that's why like Larry David, was so happy to get out of doing Seinfeld. It's like it's
a lot.
They always wanted so much more than he had content or ideas to do.
Right. Well, at least
but then he didn't want to sacrifice the integrity of the show just to keep pumping out stuff.
Right. And I think Jerry was the same way. Like they were ready to quit before like anyone else was ready to quit. Yeah, which was smart. That's go out on top.
Larry
go out on
didn't
top.
sign off on the other seasons. They still were successful and good. They just had a very strong. I feel like almost like they cultivated a room of writers who knew the feel and just the tone of the show to keep it going, even though they were like somewhat secondhand stories or just adapted personal experiences.
I think the moral stories go out on top, and the same thing with Gladiator here is like, do you need to make another Gladiator? You don't.
Don't. If it's good, it's good. I'm not going to deny it.
If it's good,
I'm not going to go into it like some jaded fuck hoping it fails.
As an overall, like I'm into the content.
The whole Ghostbusters franchise is like
that is different though.
There's a whole group of people that might not even know of the first couple movies, and I know you don't like the second one. I like it.
I like it for what it is, but it's still goofy. It's not good. It's not that good. There's only really one good Ghostbusters movie. That's what no one realizes. The second one's okay. It was very as a kid. As a kid, it's good. It's good for kids.
I'll say this movie. Overall, it's definitely weaker, but it has very memorable scenes and sequences that I can't get out of my mind, like the baby crawling out to the ledge, and then
going down the road.
Ghost woman in the carriage.
Yes,
riding off
I agree.
Into the sunset.
And the ooze river.
Yeah, the river.
I like
ooze
that
when
shit.
They go down in the sewer. And when the
I gotta watch fucking the second one again. And I know Red Letter Media talks about it. I like how in the beginning of that movie they're basically just doing birthday parties for kids because they're a joke. So I like that idea. That's funny.
Speaking of which, I just watched because I've just been trying to devour and go over all this cyberpunk sci-fi shit. I didn't realize the Tron reboot is actually pretty well regarded.
I never saw that.
People like it.
I never saw that, and I've only seen bits and
I
pieces
didn't
of
see
the
it either.
first Tron.
All I know is Daft Punk did the music.
I know that, and I know people like the soundtrack.
Very outdated, and the graphics look terrible, despite the fact that Blade Runner came out very. I think it was either right after or before, and it looks so much better than what they did with it. Damn, Connie Nielsen's still looking good.
And here's what I'm gonna say. This content of historical action movie that's ancient times. I'm in on that. So it's if they make a good movie, I'm in.
But
I think it looks ridiculous.
It made me think of it, and I was that is. It seems like period pieces like that are hard to do because with CGI, it's weird to recreate some 300 shit, and it's expensive to have practical versions of it.
I don't like this though.
But Connie Nielsen looks fucking good. I don't know if you've ever seen The Devil's Advocate.
Yeah, of course.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, it's a
she plays this weird succubus who turns out to be Al Pacino's daughter. The movie's so bad, but I fucking love it.
So I love Denzel Washington, but
who's the guy from
I don't like
Ferris
this.
Bueller who's the principal.
Jeremy Irons. I know what you're talking about. The guy from Beetlejuice.
Not Jeremy Irons.
No, something. He's been
Jeffrey.
I forget.
He's in Beetlejuice.
Yeah, the Beetlejuice is good.
Yeah. I love his part in the movie because he's a really slimy piece of shit. And then there's this really psychedelic sequence where he gets murdered in a Central Park jogging.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I gotta say, that movie is it's not.
No,
good,
it's
but
it's
I fucking love it,
good.
and I'll watch it over and over again if it's on.
No, it's like half good because the concept
It
is
reminds
good.
me of
The concept is
the
good.
Pelican Brief.
There's also this fucking movie with
like
Denzel
some
Washington.
John Grissom shit.
Denzel Washington, where he like was a serial killer that gets like executed, and then like this soul jumps into other people, and then jumping into, and John Goodman's in it. I can never remember the name of this movie, but like it was
Barton
kind of good.
Fink?
No, it's not Barton Fink. It's called Fallen from 1998. Fallen.
What's the? Can you show the poster like cover of the DVD?
Hold on, I will set this up because we're going to talk about Denzel Washington in a little bit, so it's all kind of pans out.
That French YouTube channel that I've been sharing.
Yeah.
I got sucked into like such a fucking wormhole.
Oh, nice. Watch this.
I really like lost. I lost like 2-3 hours and I didn't know what the fuck happened.
The book talks about demons and how they move by touch.
They can only survive in the bodies of others.
Beware my
Isn't that
How
Angel?
do we fight them? Is it
The
even
Bone
possible?
I
Collector.
believe it is.
Denzel Washington,
Oh shit!
John Goodman, Donald Sutherland, Fallen, Immortality.
Yeah, I saw this in theaters. I remember watching that in theaters in 1998.
I thought it was the Bone Collector, that Angelina Jolie movie with him, where he's a paraplegic helping her.
I forget, but I know I saw that one in theaters. I know the
I
one
feel
you're
like
talking about.
after Seven became really popular,
Everyone
it's
tried to
spawned
redo it,
all
yeah.
these like really weird adaptations, but people want to write them off. It's just like ripoffs, but they're not. They're very weird,
Yeah.
which makes that's what I love about them is like they're very weird because they want to be different from that, and it leads them to very strange,
Yeah.
borderline, not good forms of the same type of film.
And I love Denzel Washington, but there were no black Caesars. That didn't happen.
What do you mean?
That didn't happen.
Paul Mooney said Cleopatra was black.
No, Cleopatra was fucking Greek. Cleopatra was fucking
You
white
gotta-
as
you
shit
gotta-
and Greek.
You
No,
gotta
he's
revisit
wrong.
your
He's
Paul
wrong.
Mooney, textbooks.
He's wrong.
That's.
No, Cleopatra was like fucking Greek.
I have like Paul Mooney. I have so many Paul Mooney clips of like how he talks about
She's Macedonian. Macedonian.
Cleopatra
She's
being
Macedonian.
a bad bitch.
Macedonian. I think truthfully, I think you're supposed to say the K sound with the Macedonians, but Macedonian. Yeah, she's fucking white as fucking
Elizabeth
snow.
Taylor was really
Probably-
fucking hot.
Probably
I don't know if you
more
ever seen
accurate.
her when she was younger.
Yeah, she honestly,
Elizabeth Taylor is like fucking insane.
Cleopatra probably looked more like her than people would think. That's what I'll say. But yeah, Denzel Washington, Black Emperor. Sorry, no, didn't happen.
Oh yeah, that's
I mean,
the time
whatever.
period of film where you just try to find the most attractive person available and then teach them how to act instead of
Oh yeah, John Wayne is like Genghis Khan.
all this other
Exactly.
shit going on.
Well, I'll watch this shit. I like it. I mean,
I definitely want to see it. I just hope my mind can put
I hope it's
aside
good.
all the bullshit I'm coming with.
Right, I agree. And then what else do I have here? We're talking about John Landis. How everyone hates John Landis. That was I was reading this whole little thread. Everyone hates John Landis because he killed those kids in Twilight Zone.
No, you know what I took away from the whole thread was they hate John Landis, but they hate his son even fucking more.
Oh, he sucks.
What did he do?
He's just I think he was one of the first people to get canceled because sexual harassment, something like that.
Yeah, but did he just create a bunch of horrible, shitty movies or something? I mean, I don't even know who the fuck the guy is, but every comment is like, "Oh, you think John Landis is killing kids is bad? Wait till you see his son." Like the amount of times that I saw that, I was like, "Jesus
It's
fuck!"
lame. But it made me think of the most hated celebrities. I went to, and then I found this Ranker article, the most hated celebrities everyone hates, which is like accurate. I think I hate all these
I
people
feel like
too.
Mel Gibson is up there, whether
gonna
he
see.
deserves it or not.
I think there's some likely people you'll see on here that I was like, okay, Kim Kardashian number 1,
Roman Polanski.
Harvey Weinstein number 2. Kanye West. I mean, these are people that are just dislike. Kris Jenner,
Well, hold
Caitlyn
on.
Jenner, mostly
You know
the
what's funny
Jenners.
is like you put Weinstein and Kanye West together, and the reason why people hate Kanye is because he hates Jews, and the reason why people hate Weinstein is because he has power over people. So they're almost like some insidious, indirect
Cabal.
relationship with each
It's all
other.
cabal. I'm sure they've hung out.
Oh,
Kris
yeah.
Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, Kylie Jenner.
I feel like certain parties, there's just like a level of money that you make that you're allowed in, and then they all want you to like interact with each other as some almost social experiment while the lizards
Yeah,
watch
those lizard
from their
people.
glass.
The lizard people.
What is it like when somebody's been like accused of murder and then they're interrogated and then
I don't
people
know.
watch them behind some shit?
Oh, like mirrored, like glass mirror things or something. I don't know. Reflect like the two-way mirror, one-way mirror. Amber Heard. Everyone hates her, I guess. I get that.
Yeah,
R.
because
Kelly.
she accused Johnny Depp all that shit, and then people found out she like took some revenge shit in his bed or something.
Well, she shit in his bed on purpose, I guess.
Yeah,
It's embarrassing. R. Kelly.
it's
There's
fucking crazy that's like public knowledge.
yeah. Well, I think that was in the court case.
Like
in the
some
court case.
really weird drugged out night they had became like just a footnote of that time period. It's like, oh yeah, of course she went and took a revenge shit. You've never done that?
Right. Everyone's done that.
I rather have a revenge piss because
Everyone, yeah. Rest piss. That'd be
honestly, like
that's well.
I
R.
don't
Kelly.
have that
R.
many
Kelly right
bowel
here.
movements throughout the day, let alone week, to be on command. I can
piss
go
on you.
piss in your bed right now if you need me to.
That's some R. Kelly shit right here, and he comes up number 8.
Yeah, Chappelle Show, R.I.P.
Justin Bieber makes sense. Perez Hilton.
He did some pissing.
I don't really
too.
know this guy. I don't know who he is.
He's
exactly.
just some gay guy who came up during MySpace and
Wasn't he a blogger? I get it, blogger.
Yeah, he basically he was like
TMZ so hated
before TMZ, where he would dig up horrible shit about celebrities, but in a way, they loved him for it because it gave them bad publicity and a ton of attention.
Kind of looks like a blonde pig.
Well, yeah, he's a fat gay guy who.
O.J. Simpson. All right.
You got to give him credit. He's sort of like Andy Warhol, where he's some fat, ugly nobody.
Give him 50 minutes.
Using his intellect, he found a way to kind of use celebrity and all these attractive people, then wanted to hang out and associate with them because of his writing. He's almost like a film critic, but there were no films being made. And his writing gave them a whole bunch of traction and attention to where
right
being favorable to him after the fact then legitimized all the bullshit that he'd been producing. It's a weird complex that happens where your worst critics in a way bring attention, and then you accept the fact that you're shit, like Paris Hilton, and it doesn't matter because of how much money you're still making.
No, that's very true. That's very true. O.J. Simpson. I think this one's explanatory. He blew it with the Bills at the end. He never won a Super Bowl for the Bills. I think that's about it, right? Is that all he's done?
Well, the Bills are fucking crazy. They went to the Super Bowl, I think, 4 years in a row.
Right.
And lost every single time.
He was a Bills running back, right?
Yeah.
I thought he was.
He
All
was
right, I'm not crazy.
But they have such an insane legacy. To go to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row and never win? Fuck. Is that worse or better than never getting there at all?
Yeah, that's really bad. Also, they lost the Giants from that kick. I think Ace Ventura made fun of it with laces out. But
really,
yeah.
That was the Ray Finkel shit?
Yeah, they lost the Giants by the kick. That's the Buffalo Bills.
But they made it about the Dolphins instead?
Right. Yeah, they were like, the
Shit, I
Giants.
didn't know that.
The Giants like were up by whatever 3 points, and it would have tied. Actually, they were up by 2 points. They would have won the game with the field goal.
It's
And they
also like
missed.
the
And it was like an easy kick. Like
it's like
the
the
Giants,
baseball
like
guy where the grounder went to first. Bill Buckner.
yeah.
Kirk,
It's fucking
Kirk
bad.
did a bunch of shit with him.
Yeah, it's bad.
Where it was like a routine grounder to first, and a lot of people were saying that he was paid off to botch that.
I can see that.
So maybe the Bills were just an institution of
Here we go. Hold on, I gotta show this.
purposely failed Super Bowls.
Laces out, Dan. Here you go. Here's the
It
fucking.
is a 47-yard try
40.
by Scott Norwood to try to win the game for
Here you
Buffalo.
go. This is the kick. Actually, it's a far
Winder
kick.
will snap it right. Will hold it. Norwood will kick it from the right hash mark with 8 seconds left, and the Giants leading Buffalo 20-19. It's a 40.
Oh, 29, only by 1 fucking point.
for the
1 point
Bills.
fucking win. Whoa. 8
Norwood.
seconds.
I would be shitting my white pants
This is
right
a-
now.
This is a 30-yard kick.
Linger
Dude,
waits.
look at his helmet. He
Yes,
has
a 30.
one bar.
Oh, that was you don't remember that though? That was
Like
like
a
the kicker
tusk.
helmet. That was the kicker helmet back in the
Like,
90s.
it's almost like being like a woolly mammoth.
It did because they didn't really need to have a helmet because you're just trying to like not.
By the way,
They don't really
another
need a
thing
helmet.
I'm trying to write is Jurassic Park, but instead of dinosaurs, it's mega mammals.
Oh, mega mammals. Nice.
Yeah,
no,
like
that'd be
a
cool. That'd be
giant
cool. Like
saber-tooth
big
tiger,
beavers and shit.
Or
big beavers.
like a giant beaver with
Like a big hairy beaver. Like
or Dave like Jason Chicken showed me like a lot of this, like a lot of
he showed you like a
our
big hairy beaver.
domesticated animals now for us were like serial killers at the time, you know.
He sends
And
me
they
all
were
these
so
big
much
hairy beaver
bigger.
pictures.
And the less relics we have of that are like crocodiles and alligators and
Yeah, they're dinosaurs. They're dinosaurs down there.
ostrich and emus are very similar.
Right. He sends me all these pictures of like big hairy beavers all the time.
We wait. There's a snap. There's a kick.
There's the
It is
fucking.
up. It is no good. No,
Was it
missed.
blocked though?
4 seconds
It did get.
left.
I think someone
The
hit it.
Giants have won
Someone had to hit
Super
that
Bowl
shit.
You know what's fucking
25
crazy
by
about
the score
defense
of
at this time?
20-19.
There were no special teamers. You put like your fucking first string players on defense to do special teams. They didn't have a whole fucking section of just trying to get on the roster assholes to suicide bomb into that shit. Like
Right.
Lawrence Taylor is probably fucking lined up for that shit, trying to block.
Oh yeah, it looked like someone actually did hit that. It doesn't even look like it's the kicker's fault. Someone got a hand on
I'll
that.
be back. I gotta get some water.
All right, I'm going through the list here.
Okay.
Chris Brown, I get it. I guess he hits women. Spencer Pratt, no the fuck. I have no fucking clue who the fuck this guy is. Situation. I know who that is. I'm in New Jersey. I've actually been at a restaurant where this guy was there, like in like the afternoon. Like he was like across the table from me, and I was like, "This guy's fucking." I think I've seen this guy before. That was in somewhere in Manawan, and yeah, he's with his brother who kind of looked exactly like him. So I was like, it's weird. Kourtney Kardashian, another Kardashian. I think every Kardashian is on this list. Bill Cosby. Hey, well, you can't go to a party and have some fun? Can't give a few women some fun things there? Snooki, okay, more Jersey Shore shit. Paris Hilton. I don't dislike her as much as everyone does. I think she's kind of cute. I don't know. I think she gets a bad rap. 6ix9ine. That's a guilty pleasure of mine. There's some 6ix9ine songs that I don't mind, which is embarrassing. Joel Austin, I get it. Fucking weird televangelist pastor. I get it there. That one makes sense. That one makes sense a lot. Casey Anthony. That's the one who like drowned her kids or something in a fucking car. Yeah, she should be on the list. Okay. Heidi Montauk. It's funny how she's above like She's all right. Casey Anthony, the murderer, is below 6'9", below Paris Hilton, below the Kardashians. The murderer. Yeah, okay. We got our priorities straight in this world. Heidi Montag. I don't know who the fuck this is. The Hills? I guess people hate the people in the Hills. I don't know the Hills. Farrah Abraham. She's a singer. People hate her. Al Sharpton, I get it. Big piece of shit. Slick backed hair. Probably sloppy steaks. Chicken pasta from Ciccolini's. That kind of shit. Rob Kardashian. Well, every Kardashian is on this fucking list. Everyone hates. Oh, Jerry Sandusky. Okay. That one makes sense. Jerry Sandusky is below all the Kardashians. The pedophile, convicted rapist, below all the Kardashians. That's where we're at in this world. I'm gonna vote him up. He should be voted up. Come on. Kate Goslin? I don't know who that is. Don't know
Jason
Kate
Chicken had
Goslin.
a tweet about the Sandusky Bowl, where it's like having a little kid trying to score across the entire field of the stadium, 1-on-1.
Carrot Top is on this list, like really high. I guess he should be number 1, right? I'm gonna vote him up. Prop comic should not be. Can we decide that as a society we want to execute prop comics? Like we want to like hang them in theater, like for us all to see.
People fucking love Gallagher.
I guess I'm looking at all this. This list is very
and Gallagher was a
dig.
prop comic, so
Soldier Boy. Why is Soldier Boy so hated?
I don't know.
Doesn't really make sense. Lena Dunham.
I think he likes to take credit for things he didn't really do.
There's a new Lena Dunham movie, by the way, where she gets naked.
Yeah, no, I shared it to you. It's like she's some Eastern European fat woman in a burqa with her grandparents or some shit.
Well, I heard. I know the. It's
It
called
took me this
Treasure.
long to realize that people don't want to see her naked.
I know Stephen Wright apparently is really good, or Stephen Fry is really good in the movie. So I've heard that.
Well,
I've heard
Wright's
this.
been dead for a while now.
Stephen Fry.
Ruthie, I'm so glad to see you.
But like no one wants to see her naked. Come on.
There was problem with suitcase and nice man stick.
No, in New York at the airport.
I went to McDonald's for the hunger.
David went to Warsaw to see.
This is my daughter, very famous in New York.
No, I'm a journalist.
Yes, for the rich and the famous.
I talk to famous people. That does not make me
Wow, she
famous.
looks so bad.
What Jew goes to Poland as tourist?
You and Mom never talked about the past. So I wanted to see where you grew up.
Feels like Nebraska a little bit.
Lumpy. It's good for
I mean,
the sex,
it's like
but not for.
it's like that movie with Elijah
you saw
Wood.
Nebraska, right?
Yeah, but this movie reminds me exactly of that Elijah Wood movie where he goes to Ukraine. Like it's the same fucking movie. It's like an indie staple.
It's
These
trope.
road trips. It's a trope. It really is.
But there's this Asian movie called Drive for Me that I want to see, and apparently the music's like really fucking good.
I'm thinking of Everything is Illuminated. It's from.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
This is the same movie. Just new. Same movie.
But sleep.
Dad, don't.
We're saying?
Now that I got this new TV, is it okay if I come out with like some Plex requests?
Yeah, give me some stuff. Give me whatever you want.
So,
Let me know. I'll find a way to get some sources to get us the legal copies of everything.
I've only seen a few clips, but it looks really good, and it's supposed to be a heavy influence of Memories of a Murder.
Okay. Nice.
It's very abstract in the way it's edited. It's like it almost it's like some David Lynch type shit. It'll like cut away to some weird figurine hung in a room, and it's like just like, what does that have to do with anything?
Right. I know what you're talking about.
It's almost like a substitute or like a voodoo doll or some shit.
Oh, sure. All right, let's get to it. House of Dragon. This is our thing we're trying to talk about. What'd you think?
Oh fuck! I forgot. Yeah. Okay.
This was the main topic. I
So
just wanted to
the
get to it
notes I
later tonight.
have are in chronological order
Okay.
as I was watching it.
Okay. So, overall, what'd you think?
Well, okay. So I feel like the way it ended was so slow and
Boring.
yeah, but that in a way overshadowed everything that came before it because
Snore
I
of the
have a lot of
Thrones?
questions of what's going on. So I forgot about how that motherfucker lost his eye. Do you remember?
Which motherfucker lost the eye? Oh, yeah. You're talking about Ammon? Or, Ammon. Yeah, from the kid.
How did it happen?
The little kid, they like, they were like fucking around and they like stabbed him in the eye.
Who stabbed him?
Rhaenyra's kids, the kid that got killed. He killed him on purpose. He killed him because he took out his eye. The one who was like, that died from the dragon. You know, like the one who got like eaten.
I forgot about that. I really should have just watched the first season before starting this one.
Is it Lucas, something like that? That's the one who did it.
So these young black girls with the blonde dreads and hair and shit, they just don't do it for me, man. They're like so weird. They're so weird. I don't like them.
That's what you're getting out from this?
What?
I get it what you're saying. It kind of is like a little distracting.
It's off-putting.
It's off-putting.
I gotta say, the one that doesn't have the dreads does look a little bit better, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, I agree.
So my next question is, how many dragons are there in total? Like,
there's a lot because basically each.
How many does each faction have, and how are they reproducing these motherfuckers? Like,
they've
why are they not at the point where they have just armies of dragons, and
I don't think they reproduce like that.
Bother with people anymore. Like, it's just how many dragons you have versus how many dragons I have.
Well, it's like nuclear weapon. It's like a nuclear weapon kind of thing. That's essentially what they are. They're like the nuclear weapons.
You know what? I gotta say, and that's a good point. This whole episode felt like a Cold War.
Yeah, but it is this. Each Targaryen or Valerian, there's like one per person. And also, I think it could be like if you can't bond with the dragon, if you can't bond with the dragon, you can't use them. So it's like
rather just have like a bunch of military useless people get murdered off before they actually bring in dragons to that level and then escalates the whole thing. You know, they'd rather just have like a bunch of people getting murdered, like in the opening sequence.
So my
bother to escalate the war to that level.
My big critique with this like first part of this episode was they showed the Bracken family and the Blackwood family and like how they hate each other, and then like you cut to them all dead. Like I wanted to see that fucking battle. Show me that battle. I know. That
okay.
That bothered me.
Another note I have.
I wanted to see it.
That
seemed interesting.
Is this season so tame? Like,
dude, I think they're trying to.
Other than this, they've had barely any sexual stuff.
They're trying to draw it out.
Nudity.
They're trying to draw the shit out. I mean, there was
like some half-ass blowjob for an extra before they found out he was fucking the old prostitute.
There was a big
like Game of Thrones to me was so impactful because the main characters were showing it all.
There's a lot of male nudity in this episode. No female nudity, I think.
That's another point I had. Not that I really want to see it, but
we saw a lot of dicks.
We have all this like gay stuff.
We saw a bunch of. We saw 3 dicks at least. I think 2 dicks at least.
But to me, the major thing was like the main characters were going all in. Like they were submitting themselves to a lot of nudity. It's like I want to see the main dragon bitch nude by now. You know, like
right.
It's been too long.
Right.
Instead of being some nun lighting a bunch of fucking candles.
Well, that was like basically what this whole episode was basically all about that, which was about.
And she looks so mannish and brutish. It's like just.
I mean, I like that we saw the young little girl again.
Yeah,
for a flashback.
What, 10 seconds in some dream sequence.
Yeah, and
but hold on.
All right, I'll go into what I liked.
No, hold on. I want to know, like, how many dragons exist right now that can fight? How many are old? How many are young to where they're not strong enough that they're just going to get fucked over? Like, I can't keep track of all this shit. You know.
Well, basically, each
Is
Targaryen has
there
a
like a
dragon.
site that exists that breaks
Yes.
down
There is.
how many dragons are alive and how old they are and how capable they are of fighting stuff?
So, like the autistic queen, I don't think she is a dragon, but Aegon does. He
Who's
mentioned
the
the
autistic
name.
queen?
You know, like the autistic girl that like let the kid get murdered.
She has a dragon?
She does not. But the king does. Aemon does.
No, I know that.
That's the only people on that side. Oh yeah, because they have Rhaegar.
No way.
Yeah.
They have fucking 2?
They have 2, but then the other side has more.
You got like 6. They got all these black girls that can ride shit. And
Rhaenyra has a dragon. Daemon has a dragon. The son has a dragon. The son that went to like Winterfell.
Me? If I had
no, they have more dragons.
5 dragons versus 2, I would be fucking in that shit.
I think it's 5 versus 2, actually.
Now it makes sense why all these scenes of them begging her to fucking fight, and she doesn't want to do it.
But Aemon's dragon Rhaegar is like the big one. That's like the one that's like I think like 4 or 5 times the size of all of them. Also, I think they have the biggest dragon though. The other side.
I don't know if you got that. I don't know. It feels like a weird parallel of the guy going to a Harrenhal and it's all empty and shit.
That was awesome.
Me of when Aragorn went to that whole ghost world.
Yeah, no, I was looking to say that's my favorite part about this. Harrenhal is fucking awesome.
Like find out about this hidden army that they didn't even know existed.
It's like Harrenhal super haunted.
See that connection at all?
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, and also just like it reminded me of like other things too, but just it's a super haunted castle, and you can tell that like it was haunted. Like, cause you could tell like Damon's walking around and hearing all these noises and like, what the fuck am I hearing? But it's all like just a haunted fucking castle.
No,
so I thought that was awesome.
Thought he was just hallucinating or having a dream.
Well, that was later, but like even when he first gets there, he starts hearing shit that's not there because it is a haunted castle. You can look into like the lore of Harrenhal.
It felt like he was gonna fight somebody one-on-one. There was like some adversary guarding the whole kingdom.
No, it was relatively empty.
It's just a bunch of fat assholes eating really well.
Yeah, he just went there and it's basically empty.
I wanted to eat whatever the fuck they're talking about. Like, I want to know what the fuck that shit
venison
tastes like.
I want to get
venison. I think is deer, right?
Yeah, it's deer. I've had it before. It's okay. Sometimes
I've had it. I think I only had it once at times, and it was very gamey and
it's gamey.
I don't know.
You got to make it right.
It's a taste like the only thing I can compare it to is I've had Asian food on like a skewer.
Yeah.
And the meat is like covered in this red almost like strawberry type flavored seasoning.
You got to give it something to like take away from
it. And it was so weird. It just like really fucked my head.
But yeah, Daemon.
I'm not saying I didn't like it. It's just something that I was not used to at all.
Right. Let me see what else we got here.
I heard squirrels actually really good. And a turtle. People love turtle soup.
We had this piece of shit come into play.
Yeah, this fucking
seems kind of just like piece of shit.
I thought he was some kind of sleeper cell sabotage motherfucker.
Yeah, he went out with Kristen Cole.
Pants, got way too confident and got checked.
And that part was kind of cool where they get caught like mid like field and then get like
I don't know, man. I was pissed off. Like,
it wasn't a particularly good episode.
She stopped at the woods like it's some blockade. Just burn the fucking shit down.
I thought the same thing. I was like, when she
trees.
I mean, I guess she was just trying not to like
are gonna block.
Oh no, she could have
burning people alive underneath it.
No, I think she was just trying to like give him a little scare, but like I don't know why would you? I don't know. And then even some other things like
the main thing I took away from this whole
it was like they're cock teasing this whole thing
episode. It was just a big cuck fest.
Yeah, it's a cock tease.
Like, so much could have gone down.
It's a
and
cock
there's all
block.
this subdued shit filler to, I guess, eventually pay off, but who knows even if it does. I don't know.
I mean, the cool part too was when Damon had that vision dream thing of him at the, the tree with the face, and had that vision of all Rhaenyra with the fucking
Yeah, but a
kid's
lot of people are not
head.
going to even know what the fuck that is.
No, but I mean, I think he probably. I mean, I guess they're letting us know he probably will die there.
I don't know. I gotta say, like the moment where she rode it on the dragon and could have easily burned them all.
Yeah, I was confused. I thought that was gonna happen too. I thought she was gonna at least like.
This is gonna this is turned into like some cuck fest. You know?
Yeah, but I agree.
You know what should have happened is she burnt them all, and the main people live, and all the fucking lesser people die in the flame.
Well, I know from like my coworker,
like very graphic, like their skin boils and pops to where it's like some disgusting, horrible experience. But the fact that the two of those two assholes lived through it, then they bond because obviously he hates him. He doesn't want him there to be hand the king. His father should have still been.
Right.
So I feel like it failed in that moment of being more than it was, and he led them to that situation. So the fact that he led them to that situation and then all these people died because of it would have so much more impact than just them. Oh, they escaped it just because they ran to the woods. It's just lame.
Oh no, it was just
fucking lame.
It was lame. I agree. I didn't really particularly like this episode. I liked like Harrenhal and hallucination.
Like the whole overall
creepy,
feel and tone of this shit is just so subdued compared to what it really came from.
I mean, basically, this whole episode was
about. That's what I feel like it's missing. It's just the violence and weird, almost borderline porn shit is totally gone.
I talked to a coworker who's read the books.
A couple of instances,
Yeah, and I talked to a coworker who's read the books, and basically, as soon as that little kid's killed by the dragon, and then like the other kid gets beheaded, there's like full out war. Like he said, like we should have had like multiple battle sequences by this point. They're slowing it down because they got a third season.
I feel like they're just milking it, and that's what I hate about The Hobbit. It's like
this is exactly that.
All this filler shit.
And it sucks because the first season was really good. So
trying to make
finish it.
Out of...
I'd rather have 2 seasons than 3. I know HBO doesn't. They want to milk it, but give me 2 seasons and that'd be good. It was supposed to just be 2 seasons. Now they're making it 3. So that's why we're seeing this like slow down. We're seeing it like a purposeful slowdown, which is boring. Sorry.
But at the same time, though, I'm sure if you go back and watch Game of Thrones, they've had tons of filler type.
No, their filler was more like mysterious and interesting,
kind of exposition.
But also, it's a way bigger story, though.
Trying to set up a bunch of stuff up,
But it's a way bigger story.
Every single episode be like the finale,
But it's a way bigger story. There's so many fucking different people and different storylines going on. This is kind of like, this is a lot smaller of a story, that they're slowing the fuck down. That Game of Thrones there's fucking multiple areas that are happening at the same time. That I get why you could draw that out. This, I don't know. This feels like 2 seasons that they're stretching it out. They're doing the Hobbit shit, like the Hobbit. That could have been 2 movies. That could have been 1 movie. I've seen the cartoon. That was 1 fucking movie. Do 1 fucking movie. That's what this is. This is the Hobbit. This is Peter Jackson's The Hobbit right here. But basically, this is all about getting us to the scene where Alicent and Rhaenyra have like a little conversation at the
before that
incense thing.
Do you know the whole geography of everything?
Semi, yeah. The
Riverlands, like the Blackwoods and the Harrenhals and King's Landing, all that shit. How does that all line up on their
the map
version of I don't know, America or like whatever.
Well, not America, but basically where Dragonstone is, where Rhaenyra is, and King's Landing, in between them is the Riverlands.
It's warm, right?
No.
So that'd be like California's?
I think so. But in between them is the Riverlands, which is like a big stretch of land in between them. And in the middle of that
like
is
Middle
Harrenhal.
America.
Not that, not really, but like in the middle of that, it's more England. But in the middle of that is Harrenhal. So Damon wants Harrenhal because it's like directly in the middle of like the Riverlands. So they're gonna be like trying to get. That's essentially what this has been about. It's trying to get like better grounds, you know.
I don't know.
But again,
it feels a little bit like
you have to know this
East
shit.
Coast cold shit versus West Coast warm weather, fighting over the Middle American idiots that are just
a little bit
massive, available fighting. Just like meat to throw against the fire until they decide they want to actually bomb each other with dragons.
I definitely see what you're saying where I'm like looking at all these photos and I'm like, oh yeah, I do miss like there being like attractive women. Like what happened to having attractive women in your show? Look at this. Like all these photos. It's just like, really? Well, I mean, Allison's okay. She's okay. I mean, Allison, I guess the older Allison is like the most attractive in the show. Is she though? Probably, I guess. Oh, we also had a bastard character that came into play. The one who is probably Daemon and Viserys' half brother.
I thought you used to say con man.
But that's the thing is he couldn't tell. He could be a con man, but I have a feeling they had this scene for a reason. I think he's going to come into play. I think he'll come into play.
Yeah, I was wondering what do you think the liquor they drink is made of?
I think they're probably drinking wine. I mean, I was reading all about fucking dude. I was reading all about these, like mead? Alexander the Great and like Philip Macedonia.
What is mead? Isn't mead like?
It's like a honey beer.
I thought mead was like a mixture of honey and like.
It's a fermented honey. It's a fermented honey and water drink, and then that's probably the first alcohol that there was. But they're probably most likely drinking wine that's either mixed or unmixed. That's the traditional, or it's beer. I mean, it could be ale. I mean, this is obviously Game of Thrones is supposed to be medieval England, medieval Europe, and they had beer at this time. So it's probably they're drinking beer or ale, that kind of shit. That's what I would assume historically. But a lot of their stories come throughout, or like little inspiration for their stories come throughout history. Like, it could be ancient Greece, ancient Rome, all that shit. I get vibes of a lot of things. You get vibes of the ancient, or medieval period England, medieval period France. Like, I know he's a history scholar, so I think he's taking like bits and pieces from everything, which is cool. I get it. Oh yeah, this creepy bitch here.
It's like why are the women on the show so fucking butch?
Man? No, I'm honestly realizing it now that I'm looking at these photos. Like, there's no why don't you get some hot women in here? Like, why not get a hot fucking woman in here? Even the fucking prostitute was like ugly.
One thing I want to note: the black girl that's riding the dragon.
That's probably the hottest girl in the show. Is this fucking?
Like, how is your eyesight so fucking insane that you can see that far?
All right. Oh yeah, you're a good point. That was like super far, and like she just saw like a fucking shiny armor and knew it was him.
Is there like some?
You're right on that. I agree on that. That was
birth affect that they're enhanced for it.
No, and even like the
old by dragons, or they just get used to it through training and shit. I mean, I don't know. That felt very convenient, and I don't like when plot points are convenient like that.
Yeah. I agree, and that was also like,
and then I start to just lose interest.
Like the older Targaryen that knew that Otto Hightower must have been like taken down because he wouldn't have done this. I was like, that's kind of a stretch.
Like,
how
why
would she fucking know
didn't she
that?
just burn the fucking trees as soon as they made it into the trees? That's,
right.
Well, I guess
right.
She was not there to actually.
Well, I guess because
just monitor it. I don't know, but then
yes.
Why make the sequence like they were about to live and die from it? I don't know. It's just,
I agree.
I feel almost confused on the intentions of the writing.
I agree. I feel
like They
I
don't
don't
have
get
their
it.
minds made up of what they want to do, and they're like half in, half out, committing to it.
I mean, I guess I would say like that girl didn't know that they're in all out war yet, or maybe I guess they really aren't in all out war yet either. That hasn't really been officially declared, so maybe
Right,
that's
because
why.
they've been
But
almost like just having
little
the family
conflicts,
members patrol dragons.
right? But
To
I
me,
would have thought she
that's
would
my
have done
other
something.
question: is who has dragons, and which side has more dragons? To me, that would dictate everything else going forward. Like if they only have 2 fucking dragons and they're not even fully grown compared to 4 to 6 of them, it's like why don't they just fucking fight all that shit out and not bother trying to drum up armies of peasants and all this bullshit?
Right, I agree. But yeah, that's the Burning Mill. I didn't like it. I would give it like a 7. I would give it less than a 7.9. I'd give it like a 7. I'd give it like a 7. It was. I mean, there's some watchable moments of this. Again, the filmmaking's nice. They got some good character development, but I definitely agree with you on like is this the hottest woman in the show?
It's not even that. I just feel like
Is
everything
this it
they
though?
do is getting cucked out. You know, it's like it's half measured, not fully investing in what could be much
I mean,
more
I know this.
impactful and psychotic.
I know this. There's a
I feel like they're just
chance.
holding back.
There is a chance that Melisandre shows up in this show. I think I know that. There's a chance of that because remember how she's like super old. That's my theory. You might see Melisandre show up, and they kind of need some hot redheaded bitch in here. Come on, I could see that because I know she would have been technically around at this time.
If you ask Sophie Turner to show up for this, she's got nothing else going on.
No, she's not born yet. The Red Witch from the first from Game of Thrones. She would be alive because remember she had that necklace. Remember she had the necklace that she was super old. So she could be alive in this. That's the only person I could think of that they could like bring in that could be super hot. And I would do it. Do it.
No, I don't want old retread shit. I want new people. Like,
oh, I agree.
That's what I love about Game of Thrones. Like, they give platforms for these people who clearly could not act.
No, and even like Rhaenyra.
So, good.
Your main character, this main blonde girl. You could have got a fucking hot blonde girl from this. Come on.
Like that redheaded girl who's the prostitute who got with Marilyn Manson. I forget her name, but
yeah, she was hot too.
You know
exactly.
the sequence where she's riding
like
out of Tyrion, landing on the cart, and she shows her pussy.
Yeah, I think that was to one of the Greyjoys.
The guy who gets his cock cut off.
Yeah, and then exactly.
Just that alone, like that is so. That whole sequence is so much more insane and interesting than anything that's fucking gone on for all this.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they're missing the sexuality of this show.
It's not even that. It's just
that's a good thing.
The visceral moments. It's just everything is so subdued and conversational and boring. It's like I don't want to.
I think the only thing we've had.
I want to see like.
We've had Kristen Cole eating out her pussy though.
You know,
Kristen Cole's eating out this girl's pussy.
There's not a lot of vehicles for it.
There's a lot of vaginal pussy eating by Kristen
Cole.
It'd
be cool if instead of ending how it did with all this like candle lighting shit, they said, you know what, we're gonna sign this treaty. We go back to my room.
Yeah, we get down.
Lesbo it out.
Let's see if we can lesbo it out and then decide.
Lesbo it out.
I agree.
You know what's? I don't even like all the old like gay constant Game of Thrones shit they used to have, but it's like totally devoid of that.
Yeah, no, it's devoid of all sexuality. Actually, it's really
like, man boy.
It's been subdued because that was a big part of it.
Yeah, but in a way, it felt like realistic to how the times were. You know, like. They had all these, spas almost full of.
Well, they're trying to do all these like mix of
old
history
men, fucking young boys and women all over the place. You know.
Well, they're trying to like do history, whereas like the Greeks did that; they'd fuck men, boys, and all that shit. And then also like the medieval people would have all these
or
incest.
Just show it for what it is.
Yeah, so medieval stuff had incest, and so they're trying to do it.
That's what I liked about Game of Thrones. Like it didn't try and hide how disgusting and graphic the way shit originated from was. It just showed it for what it was, and
Yeah, exactly.
if it looked if people look bad, they look bad.
Although, again, looking at the shot, it is shot nicely. It's a beautiful looking cinematography. All the show, I'll give them that for sure. They got that checked off.
Yeah,
And-
this character, it felt like it was. I don't know if you noticed it. It's kind of weird. He got like a haircut. Maybe.
Yeah, well, no, because he's going to war, so that makes sense. They give him like that war haircut.
Yeah,
it's like
okay,
they're gonna
so
give
I was
him like.
kind of alone in noticing that.
I noticed it too. Yeah, right before he was about to go out, he had that like
Jeez,
kind of like Julius.
that's how uneventful the fucking episode is. That
Yeah.
I'm like noting his haircut.
Yeah, I noticed his Julius Caesar haircut that they gave him before he went out. Yeah,
Ugh. Yeah.
they gave him the Caesar cut. Give him a Caesar salad, right? Give him a Caesar salad wrap. Might as well, right? Well, let's just watch them eat Caesar salad wraps. That's probably more interesting. But that's House Dragon season 2. All right, man, I gotta head out, dude. I gotta take a piss.
Okay.
Hardcore.
I'll give you my notes.
Give me your notes. I want to see that shit for sure.
Well,
Give me
right
your
now
notes.
it's a big pile of shit that I
outline.
need to formulate into
Or
something.
it's just notes that haven't been outlined yet.
Or is this a pile of shit that'll rot and burn in a pile of leaves in the fall?
Dead leaves on the dirty ground, man.
Yeah, White Stripes. Fuck, man. Black Math. That's a really good song.
Yeah, that's a good one too. All right, man. Wizard
All right.
_Shack. Everywhere. Just search WizardShack. You'll find us. We're there. All right. Later, Lovitz.